Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted this afternoon to have Simon Jackson, who's the top man at Idiliq Hotels and Resorts. Good afternoon, Simon. How are you doing?
Hi, Graham. Very well, thanks very much. It's good to
Is
be
that
with
a
you.
real background or is that a virtual one? If it's real, I'm very jealous.
I'm pleased to say it's a very real background, and there's some nice sunshine shining behind me at the moment. Yeah, so thanks for having me this afternoon.
No problem. Simon, tell me, I'm not sure Idiliq is, and particularly the way you spell it, which is with Idilq, I think,
It is.
is not the best known brand in the hotel world. Perhaps you can tell me a little bit about Idiliq Hotels and Resorts and on what it is that what's your USPs?
Yeah, so in terms of the business itself, it's got four divisions. So it's got a hotel and resorts division, which has got 14 properties that are situated in key leisure holiday-based destinations across Europe, EMEA, and also in the US. It's a fantastic concept that combines the space and luxury of hotels all in one, but also gives our consumers and our guests the opportunity to have fantastic self-catering facilities in large spaces, which post-pandemic we have seen a really large uptick in terms of the need for that. So it's very much a home away from home product. So it's not a typical small 15, 20 meter square hotel room. It's very much very big open spaces, large terraces, large balconies, subject to the location and destination that you're in, some of which have got own pools, plunge pools on their terraces, and various other facilities that you would expect from a luxury operator.
So you say they're in some of the tourism hotspots around the world. Just give me a flavour. I mean, for example, if you're on property now, where are you now?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm down on the Costa del Sol. So we've got properties that range from the Costa del Sol, the Canary Islands. We've got properties in Turkey, so we've got two sites in Turkey. We've got the USA, so in Orlando, Florida, always a popular destination for multinational travelers. We've also got properties in the UK, so one in Cornwall, one in Scotland, and also a ski destination in Austria, which gives us very, very good diversity and offering across the portfolio.
Very good. I mean, you mentioned that you've had an uptick in demand for this type of facility post-pandemic. I would imagine it's also a product that, even without a pandemic, would have been very popular with Brits who quite like their own space and their own ability to have a ham sandwich and a packet of crisps and a pint of milk at certain times. Well, I certainly do. Is that the case? And have you noticed any other changes in demands from consumers since the pandemic?
Yeah, I think there's a few things really. So the flexibility that people are looking for is absolutely crucial, and also the booking window that people are tending to book with has become a lot shorter. So that traditional 3, 4, 5 months out that you may have booked, and I think that is a result of pandemic, where people, markets have opened up again and people have started to travel, but the booking window has been a lot shorter. So, in some instances in Spain at the moment, we've seen people traveling within 14 days of actual arrival, which is quite unusual when you've got to consider booking flights and other things. I think the other thing that I would say, the ability to be able to work remotely in the destination is very, very key to our offering. So it gives you the best of both worlds, that you can come, if you've got work commitments that you've got to do, you can still have that downtime after work, but you've got all the facilities and space that enables you to effectively do that. And the other point that I would make is the hotel services that I mentioned are all there. So outside of the space and you being able to do your own thing, you're very, very close by to what you would regard as 4- and 5-star hotel services, whether that be people looking after you and booking concierge services for you, using some of the great facilities if you've got your family with you, whether that be kids clubs, the master pools on the sites, and everything you would expect from, like I say, a luxury operator.
What's your route to market at the moment? Do you go through distribution channels, or do you go direct to consumer, or do you a bit of both?
Yeah, so these both B2C and B2B. So the traditional sort of like any hotel resort operator would. So we're going B2C very much direct. So, you know, looking after customers that have stayed with us in the past and getting them to return through our own marketing team's efforts, which is really ramped up, obviously, as things have started to open up in the world. But equally, we do have you know, the partnerships with other distribution channels, third parties, OTAs, wholesalers and tour operators. That's very subject to the different types of destination. So in the UK, you know, with the staycation boom that you saw last year and everybody experienced, there's a lot of direct demand. In some of the other markets that are opening up and starting to open up again and get back to some level of normality, you know, the reliance and the ability to have distribution partners is also quite critical in that process. Yeah.
And you spoke about going direct to consumer and about your routes to market. As I was mentioning before, it's not a brand that's very well known. Is that an issue for you? How do you get it out there? I mean, the Idiliq brand is something that would appear to be something worth preserving and worth pushing.
And it very much is, and it's all about actually highlighting for us the sort of underpinning pieces of that brand for us, and really focusing on the product that we've got. And where we see our USP is in this residence concept, where, you know, residences are sometimes seen as somewhere where you live. And it's quite unique for us because it's in leisure destinations, but it's got all the benefits of the facilities internally and externally on site that you can use as the consumer. But it's a fantastic place to come, and it's a home away from home. So we're very much focused in those direct channels about promoting something that we think is a unique product. It's not an apartment as such that you might find in a traditional sense. It's not a hotel room. It's a combination of both that brings that space, it brings that luxury, it brings that leisure time and family time together, if that's part of the makeup. But equally, if you've got business to conduct, whether it's in the destination or remotely, you can do everything. And that's where we think we've got something that we can offer, and that's the focus of our promotions in terms of our sales process direct to market. Equally, through the distribution channels, yeah, we offer a desirable product just like many other operators, and our USP there is really around the quality aspect and giving people memorable vacations and stays with us so that they come back time and time again.
Good. Final point, Simon. How expensive is it? What's your price point?
Yeah,
let's say where you are now, you know, mid-September this year.
Yeah, so, you know, we are talking at the higher end of the market. So this is not a traditional tour operating offering. It's something that's unique, and price point in September time. And again, it depends on the size of unit type, but it's one to three bedroom. A standard 2-bedroom at that time of year could range anywhere from, subject to quality, could range anywhere from 300 to 700 euros a night, based on location within the actual development, based on the facilities that the specific apartment has got. If it's got its own splash pool, it would be more expensive than something with just a terrace, for example.
Good. Well, I wish you the very best of luck in promoting Idiliq. I hope it sounds idyllic. You know, there's no other word for it. I mean, it sounds, for most people, a perfect holiday product, and maybe a residency if you want to be a digital nomad or whatever you want to do. So very best of luck, Simon, and perhaps we can have another chat in a little while.